So obviously lots of the covers are being dominated by the tragic shootings in Liverpool, Leo. And this one, we've got the Express here.
Yeah, so this is a totally tragic crime. So basically a man was being chased by another man, a gunman, and he forced his way. So a mother in her home opened the door to see what the commotion was outside, and this man who's been chased sort of forced his way inside. So the guy who was chasing him with a gun stuck the gun into the door and just started firing indiscriminately by the sounds of things, and shot the man, shot other people, but shot fatally wounded this 9-year-old child. So obviously completely innocent victim. And just what sort of country are we in where people can run around with guns just like without fear of anything bad happening to them, without fear of prosecution, without fear of police being there? I mean, the police were probably too busy painting something rainbow-coloured or, arresting somebody for a tweet. Not that I'm saying the police just focus on tweets and things like that, but they do arrest people for tweets, and there's stuff like this going on.
There's a lot of unsolved crime, that's for sure. I mean, there's also just this incrediable lack of empathy here. This man shot into the door, shot the child and the mother, and then went on to barge in and shoot the other man. I mean, it's a completely horrific, repugnant...
I mean, I don't expect a lot of empathy from the sort of criminals who are going to be running around with a gun shooting people. So, I mean, I don't expect criminals to have empathy. What I expect is the authorities to deal with it and to create an environment where people don't feel that they can do this kind of thing.
So, of course, this is in the wake of... There was also the stabbing of the 87-year-old gentleman who was raising money for Ukraine. So, and a lot of the discussions around this topic, Paul, at the moment are, as Leo has intimated there, about whether or not law and order is out of control. Do we need to do something different?
Well, I mean, first of all, this is harrowing. As a father myself, a daughter a similar age, I found this story entirely upsetting. All day, my thoughts go out to the family. But we do. I mean, this is happening on a ridiculously regular basis. And I don't mean 9-year-old girls getting shot in the safety of their own home, as tragic and terrible as that is. But the crime you mentioned just before, where the 87-year-old guy is stabbed to death in his mobility scooter, this doesn't feel like it's a one-off anymore.
And knife crime is escalating continually. And as Leo does say, I mean, it sounds flippant, but there is a point to this. The police are spending a lot of their time investigating things like non-crime hate incidents, sort of demonstrating their credentials when it comes to this ideology.
And if they're not actually attending, a pride parade or, putting up some sort of float or whatever it is, or painting something rainbow-coloured, then they're attending staff training around, how to identify microaggressions in the workplace.
The optics are terrible from the police perspective.
I mean,
they are terrible.
Is it just that they need more funding, or is it that actually the funding needs to be distributed and spent in a wiser way? I mean, surely there is a criticism to be made there.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's difficult to blame the beat officers that we probably see at the festivals or on the fates or whatever it might be, because they are following instructions that come from a high. It starts at policing college and it cascades down. We need to change how the country views the police. And we can only do that by focusing on crimes as serious as this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the perception of the police at the moment couldn't be lower, really. But